I think that Northeast Michigan is growing in the tourist sector. It's becoming a place that people want to go to. It's not as busy as Traverse City and the other side of the state. It's not as far to get up to the UP. So people are recognizing that there's this little gem over on this side of the state that also feels a little different.
We own New Sun Farm. We moved up here in Rogers City, Michigan. We grow fruits, vegetables, small livestock. Right now we're doing some heritage breed chickens. This past December I started a chocolate business called Woodland Confectionery that uses locally inspired flavors, local products to make different chocolates and confections. This is the first place we've lived where we really feel part of a community. So we grow year-round in a hoop house, and we sell at the Rogers City Farmers Market and at a farm stand here on M68 right out of our house.
When we were back in Lansing, I worked on a farm for a year after I was done working at the training program, and then we took advantage of the Lansing Roots Incubator Farm, which gave us a quarter-acre plot at a very reduced cost because land prices down there are high. But we had land, we had irrigation, access to a tractor, there was a plot in the hoop house we could have, there was marketing opportunities involved there, and if we hadn't done that,
it gave
our first year would
us
have
a
been
chance to try out our business model, how we wanted to do it without buying land and buying everything with it. So that when we bought this land, we already had a pretty good idea what we wanted to do, how we wanted to market things, what we liked growing, what we didn't like growing.
I knew from when I was 15 that I wanted to be in restaurants for the rest of my life. Didn't know that it entailed all these late nights and long hours, but it's great and I love it, but it's not for everybody. So I met Greg 3 years ago. He came into my former place of business to teach me how to make juice. I have worked in 13 different kitchens, and food truck was always the one that I wanted to do. So I approached him with some ideas for his truck, new menu items and things to make his small space work a little bit more tighter and better. And then from there it grew. We would do special events together where I would feature a special, and he promoted my name. And the opportunity came about where he had 2 locations, and I knew he may need help with that, and I have the drive to take it to the next level for him, and I'm excited.
It took a little while to come to the decision on food cart. Did the food cart for 4 years, had the opportunity to buy the Dairy Queen that was across the street from where I was running the food cart. We moved into there last summer, and then now we're in the Alpena Mall as well year-round. So we have 2 locations, and we cater to all types of people really, and the whole growth of the business has come from having local people, having Kevin help me out, and various friends, and a lot of my employees were people that I knew when we started out, and organizations like Taste the Local Difference has helped us purchase some equipment and has done some marketing for us, and then we worked with Presque Isle Farms on getting some fresh greens and produce, and they've also been a big help. I would say that people are looking for more local and healthy options. It's seemingly picking up.
I see the local farmers market growing, they have changed locations to a bigger location so we can expand and give more variety of produce. I've also been a part of what's called a locavore dinner the past few years with my brother Eric, who's also a chef, where we incorporate food only from the farmers market, and each year it's grown. This year we're hoping to feed 400 people.
And more people seem to be coming here as opposed to the other side of the state because it's a little bit more low-key and there's more events and things happening.
My husband and I own and operate Knaibe's Mmunchy Krunchy Apple Farm and Twisted Roots Cider, which is in Rogers City. We have 13 acres of apple trees, and there's right around 5,000 trees within that 13 acre span. And then we have 120 total with the surrounding woods. And lots of different varieties. I think we have 50 plus different varieties now. Some good for eating, some good for baking, some good for drinking. We started out kind of in the business world, and then we decided, you know what, now's a good time to kind of transition our lifestyle. And so really no formal training in things, a lot of learning by doing. Andy reads a ton of books too, and just there's so many resources online and so many people that are so willing to help in this area especially. I feel like everybody's willing to come on out and we can ask questions, and our greatest resources are right across the street. You know, Doc and Dusty Knaebe, they created this gem, so they're right there at every step of the way. The business operation, it's really all about donuts in the fall. Let's face it. I mean, we grow apples. That's nice to have, but the donuts are must-have. The Twisted Roots wood-fired pizzas and hard cider was added in 2016. And it's been an awesome addition to the business and has kind of given it a little bit of new life in some aspects. It's fun for the whole family. So there's a little bit to do. You can come for breakfast and stay for dinner, basically, is what it is now. We're going into our 5th year, and we kind of had a 5-year plan. So for starting up and for the changes that we wanted to make and the infrastructure that we wanted to put into place, different types of equipment that we wanted to add into the operation. We're darn close. We're at year 5, and I think after this year, a little bit more expansion, a little bit more growth, and then I think we're going to be kind of sitting happily in what we've built, and hopefully it'll continue to, the cider aspect we hope continues to grow, and that people continue to enjoy cider and pizzas as much as they've always enjoyed donuts and apples out here. So that's our goal, to keep moving in that direction and just always be a fun place for folks to visit in the fall. Talking about investing in infrastructure, and you're thinking about the long-term plan. You know, it's easy to look at each season and you're kind of scrambling along and this is what we have to do, this is what we have to do. But I think if you can think big picture and look at the long term, sometimes those big investments, they're scary and it's like, oh, is this really gonna work out? But you know, if you think, let's think 5 years down the road, let's think 10 years down the road, absolutely. Let's get this piece of equipment, or let's put this building into place, and then let's think about what this means long term.
We grow in hoop houses and greenhouses, and what you could refer to as protected culture. So they're kind of like greenhouses, but we're growing mostly in the ground. We're trying to produce almost year-round produce. Greens is the heavy focus of our farm. It's a high turnover crop, so we can go through many cycles of lettuce, for instance, throughout the year. My name is Dion Stepanski. I am part of the owner and operating team of Presque Isle Farm in Northeast Michigan. We are located just outside of Alpena, near Grand Lake and Long Lake in Presque Isle County, and we grow certified organic vegetables. And farmers, I think, are notorious for reinvesting in their business, and I think that's an aspect of old school farming that I really like. So what we've done with all of our profits, we're constantly we just reinvest everything back into the farm, and we're building the farm as our equity. And I really like that. That's been farmers' approach for a really long time, and I think that's something of old school farming that is still relevant, and it's good to invest in things. The current economic markets are really unstable and scary right now, so I would rather be building infrastructure and building efficiencies and reinvesting everything back in. So it is like this long-term, farming is definitely not for someone that wants to just get in and get out. There's just no money in it to do that. But there is money, and there's a way to make a good living and have a good livelihood, live in a beautiful place and be connected to your land and connected to your customers and directly involved with the community. But it's this long-term vision. Through other programs that helped us build 2 of our hoop houses is a program, Hoop Houses for Health, that allows us to funnel vegetables into schools. I think our branding approach is become seen, become known by the community. If we're talking about Northeast Michigan changing, that there's something unique about wood-fired pizza and cider that's been locally produced right here. And that's something that a lot of newer families that have moved home to the Northeast, back to the Northeast, or just like the progressiveness of food within the system as a whole and people's interest in local food changes, because that's something we can't find in Northeast Michigan as easily.